One person is dead and more than 10 were injured in a series of overnight shootings in Memphis. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz. Tonight, police in Memphis say that one person was killed and 10 were injured early this morning in a series of early morning shootings. So far, police have not made any arrests as of late Sunday morning, but have released photos of 3 men they say are people of interest. The shootings happened in the Whitehaven neighborhood of Memphis at Memphis nightclub called Live Lounge just after midnight. 2 victims were then transported to the hospital in critical condition. 5 others with less serious injuries went to area hospitals in private vehicles and were released later today. Police say 5 other victims remained in critical condition tonight. Police do not know what led to the shooting or whether the shooter knew the victims. Heartbreaking and disturbing breaking news out of Houston, Texas tonight. The Harris County Sheriff's Office is currently investigating what they say appears to be a triple murder and suicide. Details are still emerging about the incident, but this is what we know tonight. Authorities there found 4 people dead. 3 that they think are teenage girls dead inside a home from gunshot wounds, and 1 adult man with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The oldest female victim was 19. Police say that the suspect was dating the mother of the victims, but the mother was not home when the shooting happened. A 12-year-old girl in the home managed to escape with a 1-year-old. This is a developing story, and we'll share new information as it becomes available. Tonight, Jacksonville police need your help. It was around 7 p.m. on March 28th last year when police found Anthony Cossette shot. He later died from his injuries at a local hospital. Anyone who has information about his death is asked to call Jacksonville PD. The reward is $2,500.
Well, we continue this warming trend through the weekend. Temperatures once again continue to warm into the 60s, even nearing 70 degrees for some across the area. Here's a look at those highs that we saw for today. We reached 68 here in the metro, 64 in Hot Springs, 74 in Texarkana, and 70 in Camden. But comparing that to yesterday, we're about 10 to 15 degrees warmer, and we're going to continue this warming trend over the next several days. Right now, we're sitting pretty mild this evening in the low to mid 60s. We'll be dropping to around 54 degrees tonight, varying anywhere from mid to upper 50s to a little bit cooler to our north in the upper 40s. It's really going to be dependent on that cloud cover as well. We are going to be seeing a cold front near the area as we go through our Monday. But yeah, there's a temperature trend over the next several days. We'll have at least 4 days in a row where we can see those highs near the 70s, possibly even near 80 degrees by the middle of the upcoming week. That's also going to be accompanied by the potential for some severe weather and some storms as well. So I'll go into more specifics of what we can expect in terms of the potential for some active weather for this upcoming week. More details are coming up.
Americans of all ages and political backgrounds are sending prayers to former President Carter and his family as he enters the last phase of his long and storied life. The 98-year-old Democrat, who served 1 term in the White House from 1977 to 1981, is in home hospice care after several short stays in the hospital. Jason Carter tweeted that he saw both his grandparents, Jimmy and Rosalind Carter, on Saturday, saying, quote, "They are at peace, and as always, their home is full of love." Mike Helgren has more from Mr. Carter's native plains of Georgia.
In Plains, Georgia, worshipers at Maranatha Baptist Church prayed for former President Carter during Sunday morning services.
Lord, we'd be amiss this morning if we did not lift President Carter to you. Lord, we pray that you be with his family, Lord, those around him, and God, we thank you for his service to this nation.
Mr. Carter and his wife Rosalind attended the church in his hometown for many years, and the former president taught Sunday school there. On Saturday, the Carter Center announced the former president, who is 98, will forego further medical treatment and enter home hospice care for the remainder of his life. Jimmy Carter is the longest living American president, and he spent his more than 4 decades after the White House here in Plains.
He cared about people that much where he wanted to talk about your vacation or how your family was doing. He didn't want to talk about worldly politics and things like that.
Lifelong resident Michael Dominic is touching up the famous Smiling Peanut statue that was brought to Plains during Mr. Carter's 1976 presidential campaign.
We're all family, man, and Mr. Jimmy's right in there with us, but he just does anything for anybody when he could.
In a legal brief for an environmental cause last year, Mr. Carter wrote, quote, In my lifetime, I've been a farmer, a naval officer, a Sunday school teacher, an outdoorsman, a democracy activist, a builder, governor of Georgia, and recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. And from 1977 to 1981, I had the privilege of serving as the 39th President of the United States. For years, the former president helped build homes for the needy with Habitat for Humanity.
At the end of the Habitat project, we always feel that Rose and I got more out of it than we put into it.
On Sunday, President Biden tweeted to former President Carter and his family, quote, "We admire you for the strength and humility you have shown in difficult times. May you continue your journey with grace and dignity, and God grant you peace." Mike Helgren, CBS News, Plains, Georgia.
Former President Carter also wrote more than 20 books and established the Carter Center for Human Rights with his wife, Rosalind. We want to make sure now that you have everything you need to be prepared for your morning commute tomorrow. RDOT has some road closures that you need to know about. For the next 2 days, between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., you can expect slowdowns between Roosevelt Road and the I-30-40 split. There are also closures of the I-30 frontage roads between 4th and 10th Streets. Those start at 6:30 a.m. And here's a big one, overnight closure of both single and double lanes of I-30 between Roosevelt and I-40 in North Little Rock. Those run from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. For a full list of road closures and lane closures, you can visit our website at thv11.com. The history of early black communities was displayed this weekend in Wrightsville through Project 365. THV11's Jalissa Garza joins us with more details. Jalissa?
Yeah, Sarah, the goal of Project 365 is to share the history of early black communities here in Central Arkansas. Researchers have worked the past year to help preserve history and share untold stories.
Hensley, Woodson, Wrightsville, Sweet Home, Higgins, and College Station.
6 black communities in Central Arkansas, each full of stories and history, now on display.
What we've been doing in the process is meeting with people in the communities, collecting church histories, photographs, trying to determine and identify individuals that are in unmarked graves and cemeteries.
Tamala Tenpenny Lewis says researchers have spent the last year working to share untold stories.
Collecting our histories, learning about the individuals that we grew up around, the generations of families that are in these communities.
Over 90 Arkansans helped bring this project to life, like Ruth Hill, who was born and raised in College Station.
In history, we never studied Wrightsville and Woodson and Hensley and College Station. But this we're doing the in-depth study of all the people, the businesses.
As neighbors come together, this project gives them the opportunity to learn about their families.
And what we're getting from the community, from a lot of people, is that I never knew that. I didn't know that about my great aunt, or I didn't know where they came from. I don't know how long they've been in this area or why they even came to this area.
Something Lewis says is vital.
First of all, you need to identify where you came from. You need to be able to know your past, the people that existed in your past, and the reason why you are the person that you are today.
Lewis says they plan to continue their research and are asking for members of the community to share any pictures, documents, or just anything that would help them continue preserving history and connecting people. And if you'd like to do that, we've got that information on our website at thv11.com. Sarah?
All right, thanks, Jalissa. Now, we've been waiting for months, and it's finally time for the main event. But it's not a show. It's going to be Little Rock's newest family entertainment venue. We have all those details just ahead, along with what's new in your forecast. Corrales?
Yeah, Sarah, so we're going to be changing things up once again. It's going to be another week where we're going to be feeling like spring, and we also have the potential for some showers and some strong storms as well later on in the week. I'll explain more in your forecast coming up.